Alright, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods, and I'm coming to you from our Homer City, Pennsylvania location today to go over this new addition to our inventory. Beside me we have a 1985 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442 model here. Now, as you can see, this one's done in the two-tone charcoal and gray paint. From what I understand, this is the original paint for this car. And the original miles too for this car, since it's got the original motor and drivetrain in it. 57,000 miles is what's on it, so that's what we've got here for original miles. Now again, you can see the body work on this car as far as all the metal, as far as all the fitment and so forth on all of the panels. Everything looks really good. Kind of separating up that two-tone color scheme. You see the gold 442 pinstripes. You also see the gold 442 decals there also to signify what the car is. As far as the mirrors go, you've got mirrors on both sides. These are, the correct mirrors, color coded to the car. The actual mirror housing itself is in great shape. The glass in it too, same thing, in good condition there. All of your bright work, all of your chrome moldings, your stainless moldings and so forth around all of your glass, your windshield, all of the side glass, all of that is in really good condition on this car. Your side glass, also your driver and passenger side window, as long as your little I don't know what you want to call these, like your quarter windows, although they don't roll up and down, they're just in there. All of this is in really good shape, slightly tinted. There's no chips or cracks in your side glass at all. Looks really good. Again, you can see your gaps on the door here. It's got a little bit of the door edge molding on here too to help protect it. Those are real good. All of your body lines all match up there too very well as well. As we go ahead and open our door up, we'll take a look at the interior. Now, it does have the Burgundy cloth style interior in it, all of which is in good shape. Seat upholstery is real nice. Seat backs, the dash, again, that's factory dash, has a little bit of that wood grain trim around the dash area and in the center console as well. It is an automatic car. It's got the automatic floor shifter there. The floors, the carpeting, the headliner, what's there is all in good shape. The reason I say what's there is this is a T-top car. So it gives you that option. You can go ahead and pull those out and ride it around without the tops in it on a nice summer day. We'll go ahead and close that up. Again, you see the door shuts very nice and easily. All of our moldings and seals and so forth, those are all in great condition too on this. No pieces, no chunks missing out of it, no rips or tears there. Now, as far as your wheels and tires go, 15-inch wheels the whole way around the car. These are the factory chrome rally wheels for the 442, and you can see inside of those rally wheels they have the gold paint on those, kind of like the spokes there, or whatever you want to call those. But again, a real nice look for the wheel here, and again, it goes and complements the color of the car. You've also got those 442 center caps in there as well. We'll come around the back side of the car now. Now again, on one of these cars you didn't have the big chrome bumpers on it. You had the body colored painted bumpers on them. So again, you can see all of that looks good. All of your pinstriping continues around the back side of the car here as well. The Oldsmobile with the 442 decals are on back here as well. Now, if we look back past the trunk lid here real quick at the rear glass, you can see first of all your bright work around that glass. Your trim, that's in good shape. Glass is going to be a tinted rear glass, just a slight tint to that. And of course, we've got the defrost in the rear glass here as well. Now, your trunk lid, you can see your gaps and your elevations here are real nice on the back end of this car. Tail lights, the lenses and so forth, those are all in great shape too. Now, we will open this up and we'll take a quick look inside the trunk. Okay, so first thing is the key in the lock works. As you open up the trunk, you can see the underside of the trunk painted the same kind of that charcoal color as the exterior of the car. Inside, you've got a nice mat here to cover the flooring up. You've got floor mats that go inside. You also have, I believe these are the pouches for the the T-tops. Whenever you take those out, you can put those in so you don't damage those in any way. We do have a full-size spare with, I believe, I don't think it's the matching tire for what's on it, but it still looks to be the same size tire and the exact same wheel too. So if you do have an issue where you need to change it out, you're not going to notice it because it's going to be all matching. As far as your trunk weather stripping here, you can see all of that is in great condition the whole way around the trunk. Meets right together here in the center. So again, everything is going to seal up nice. You even have the rubber bumpers up here for your trunk lid to come down and set properly in place where it should be. You even have all the original instructions there for your jack and so forth, which, by the way, that is inside the trunk here too. So the original jack, you got a matching spare tire and wheel, your covers for the T-tops, and your floor mats. Trunk lid shuts too, very nice and easy. We'll come around the passenger side now. Again, quarter panels are nice and straight the whole way up through. Your sail panels, your roof line all looks good. Again, those T-tops are in great shape too. Glass here now on the passenger side, that's in great condition too. No chips or cracks. Mirror same way. You can see our gaps now on the passenger side. Very uniform front to back. Elevations are dead on front to back on this car too. We'll go ahead and check out the interior from the passenger side now. Again, you do have all seat belts present, front and rear. Again, those are bucket seats, and again, they can be, looks like you might be able to recline those a little bit. Again, the carpeting's in great shape. You do have that center console. The dash pad's in good condition. All original gauges in there too. So that, again, they kept it very original looking. I believe that this is probably just a very, very good example of, like, say, a Survivor style car. This thing is in great shape for what it is. So then we come around to the front. So again, this is your typical Olds Cutlass front end here. Again, you've got the dual grills up front. You've got the quad headlights up here too. These are going to be your low beams and your high beams. Traditional sealed beam units, glass lenses in good shape. Again, you've got your Oldsmobile badging with the 442 decals. Again, the painted bumper with the gold pinstripes on there. Your marker light or parking lights down here, those lenses are in great shape too. Now you do notice you've got your little hood emblem or your header panel emblem here. That's in good shape. All your trim, your molding, your bright work there on the hood, again in good shape. And you can see the fitment of the hood too. Again, this is how this would have been, you know, from the factory. Exactly, a nice stock hood, steel, and it fits very, very well. Now, the next thing we're going to do now is go underneath the hood. So I'm thinking, give me just a minute, but this car should have, it does, the hood release from inside. And it works. So we'll go underneath the hood now, and we can talk about that now here for a little bit. So, with the hood up, you can see underneath, you know, the hood insulation's in place. This is the original stuff here. Again, inside now, the engine, this is the original motor for this car too. It's a 307 cubic inch motor. You've got the factory chrome air cleaner here. All the factory ducting here also for it as well to get air into the carburetor. As far as the motor, like I said, you can see all very, very stock and factory looking underneath the hood here. It is a power brake and power steering car. It does have disc brakes on the front, drums on the rear. Again, like I said, power steering. It's got the factory radiator in it with shroud and fan. It's got all the original heat and AC connections all underneath the hood here and all hooked up too. Belts are even on the AC compressor there as well. So that's all together and functioning for you. As far as the rest of the driveline on this vehicle, behind this 307 motor, we do have the 4-speed automatic 204R transmission. And then for the rear end, it is the 10-bolt rear with the, I believe it was the 373 gear in the rear end there. So again, this car is going to be a very nice cruising car for you. Like I said, for those hot summer days or nights when you're out cruising, you do have the T-top option for it also. A very nice burgundy cloth interior. with the heat and the AC in there for you as well. So again, just a real nice example of a nice 80s, mid-80s car here. Going to be a nice ride for anybody that wants to get this thing out and just go do some nice cruisings or whatever you may have planned for it. So that's all for around the outside of the car, inside, under the hood, and in the trunk. Now we're going to go ahead and get this on our lift. We'll take a look at the underside next, and then finally we'll go ahead and fire that motor up for you, let you hear what that motor sounds like. Alright, so we're standing underneath our 85 Olds Cutlass 442. We're going to go through this as we do all of our cars here, starting front, working our way to the back, going over everything such as the driveline in the car, the brakes, the steering, wheels, tires, frame, floors, and exhaust. So let's start off by going over we'll go over the suspension first on this car. Not a whole lot out of the ordinary here on this car. As a matter of fact, not really anything out of the ordinary on it as far as the suspension. So we've got all the stock stuff up front here, all of your upper and lower control arms. Those are all your stock stamped steel components. The rest of the suspension, anti-roll sway bar up front here, nice, big, thick, heavy-duty sway bar. Your bushings at the frame as well as your sway bar end links, those are all in great shape. Again, shocks and springs pretty much the norm for a car like this. Now out back, when it comes to your suspension, you'll see you've got the metric forelink, so your lower control arms, and then your uppers, and then of course with the 442 you do have the rear sway bar as well to help this car whenever you're in cornering situations. It's going to tie those corners together and really make this car handle very nicely. Now as far as steering and braking, it is power steering, and then it's also power brakes. It does have disc brakes up front, drums out on the rear of the car. Your frame and floors, we'll go over that next. So again, your front cross member here, all stock stuff. It looks to be in really good condition. Doesn't look like it's ever been banged on anything at all. The frame itself, again, your frame sections, those are all in good shape, nice and straight, good and square as they come back here. Your fuel lines and brake lines all run right up along the inside of your frame rails. And then whenever you get to the rear of the car, of course your dog leg sections that go up over top of that rear end housing and towards the rear bumper of the car, those are in great condition too. The drive line, we do have the original 307 cubic inch motor in this car. It does have the automatic, the 4-speed automatic 204R transmission here. Now as I look at the oil pan on both the motor and on your transmission here, both are nice and dry, free from any leaks or drips that I can tell. The transmission does have the flywheel cover on it, so that's going to help protect against any dirt or debris getting in there and possibly causing any chipping of the teeth and so forth on there. Transmission cross member right here looks to be in nice shape, a nice tubular piece right here, bolts in here out at the ends of the frame, supports the tail shaft of that transmission nicely. Your floors, as you can see here, these are all the original floors. Don't see any patches whatsoever underneath here. You can see all of the original stamping lines in all of your floors, so you know that it's the correct metal for the car. As far as your exhaust system, you can see it does have the catalytic converter on it here, single cat, and of course then it flies off here into dual exhaust, dual flow master mufflers, and of course your tailpipes that go out right under the quarter panels with a nice set of chrome exhaust tips. Drive shaft is a balanced unit, so that's going to help eliminate a lot of the vibrations in your drive line. Of course, emergency brake is all hooked up on this car too. Now as far as the rear end, this is your 10-bolt GM rear end. It's got a 373 gear in it. So again, that's going to be a good gear for getting you going down the street if you need to get on it a little bit. Also, it's not too much gear to get you out on the highway either. You can cruise around at really good speeds. As I mentioned, the drum brakes out on the rear. Now, wheels and tires on this car. It's got the factory chrome steel rally wheels on it. They're chrome. They've got the gold painted centers in it with the 442 center caps on it. That does go along nicely with the car with the striping and such that's on it. And then as far as the tires, all 4 same size tires. 215 65 R15s, and the tread on these is really, really good. They look practically brand new on here. So that's your wheels and tires. Again, pretty much that's everything for underneath the car. It's like I said, it's all pretty much factory original stuff underneath here. All of which, like I said, frame and floors are in good shape. Steering, suspension, braking, all of that stuff we've been over. Fuel tank, it is a stock fuel tank in here. Again, it's in great shape too. It's got all of your mounting hardware, your straps and so forth. Those are all in good shape. No dents or dings in that fuel tank at all. Of course, you have the spare tire provision in the trunk here. It hangs down, but again, that is in good shape too. So that's pretty much it for underneath our Olds Cutlass. We're going to go ahead and get it down off the lift now. We'll go underneath the hood. We'll fire that motor up for you, let you hear what that 307 sounds like.